What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ruse Reviews, and today we're doing two reviews in one. We're going to be reviewing VirtOut Out of This World and VirtOut Triumph, both by Adrian Lacroix. So, let's get into this. So here we go, two reviews in one. I wanted to try something a little bit different, but that's only because this is a different format. Let me explain. We all know over the past few months the world has just gone crazy. There was a COVID-19 outbreak and everybody is basically in lockdown. As such, a lot of entertainers and performers have had to move their business online. I myself have taken to doing Zoom shows, as a lot of other people have, and it begs the question, what effects can you perform on a virtual or Zoom format? Usually when I do my Zoom shows, it is about engaging with as many people as possible, and the best way I find to do that is through mentalism, through mind reading. That's what I did in the majority of my job when I wasn't doing Zoom shows, but it's also what I do now mostly when I do Zoom performances. But what else can you do? What other effects are out there and visual and can get everyone engaged? This is where these two effects come in. VirtOut Out of This World is a completely hands-off red-black separation routine, all done with the spectator's deck of cards. The cards are mixed, shuffled, separated by the spectators, all face down so they don't know which cards are which, but yet somehow those cards match red and black every single time. VirtOut Triumph is an effect where the spectators take 16 cards and 4 cards of their choosing, 4 of a kind. Those cards are then mixed into the pack gets shuffled, all cards are seen back to front, front to back, and you follow along with the spectators at home. The spectators then spread the cards, showing that all the cards are mixed. They then square the deck up, they give a click, and then they spread the cards, showing that all the cards have reversed except for the 4 of a kind that they originally chose. So, usually you guys like to see me doing a performance, right? I wanted to try something a little bit different. Seeing as this is a virtual effect and can be done via the camera, I wanted to get the creator, Adrian Lacroix, to perform these effects to me. So, let's start with Vert Out of This World and enjoy the performance.
So, I've got to see Out of This World because you showed it to me, you mentioned it to me and I've got to see it. So, yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Mind,
do you have a deck of cards on you?
Yes.
Perfect. Just remove the show cards, please.
Yep, good.
Perfect. And I'm assuming that is a genuinely shuffled deck, right?
Yeah, genuinely shuffled. Genuinely.
Perfect.
Shuffle again. That's bad. Genuinely shuffled. Okay.
Perfect. Creating a total mess, right?
Yeah. Total mess.
When you finish, just square them up without looking the face of the cards.
Okay.
Because from now you're going to use your intuition to find some cards. 3 things can happen here. You can have 2 red cards, 2 black cards, or 1 and 1. What do you think you have?
I think I've got 1 red and 1 black.
1 red and 1 black? Which one is red and which one is black?
This one is red, this one is black.
Take a look. Yeah, you did it perfect. 100%. The intuition is working fine. Just cut about 15 cards from the top. A pile of 15 cards from the top. Around, yes, it doesn't matter if it's not the exact. And shuffle those cards without watching the face of the cards. And now you are going to use your intuition to deal cards facing down, the ones that you felt are red on top of the red card, and the one that you felt are black on top of the black card.
Okay.
Just using your intuition. Perfect. Just square the piles and start dealing the cards from the top, facing up.
From the top, okay.
Yes. That should be black, right?
Yeah.
The next one. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the last one. Now the other ones should be red, right? Just keep dealing those cards.
Oh man.
They are all red. Leave that pile to the side. Perfect. You did it perfect. Leave that pile to the side and take the other pile.
Yeah.
Take the other pile.
Ah.
And you were able to separate those cards. That was the one you get wrong in the middle. You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And you.
That's great, man. That's crazy.
So there you have it, that was the first time I saw Virtual Out of This World performed by Adrian. As you can see, everything in that routine is justified. The spectator does everything. You don't have to touch the cards at all. You're basically giving them direct instructions which they follow. Now personally, and this goes for both effects, I've never been a fan of process heavy tricks. But when you're in a situation where it's just you and a camera and people at home, you want to get people involved. And these effects, even though there's slightly more process in them, get people doing stuff behind the camera. They're not just sitting there watching you perform. There's some very nice nuances, some little thoughts, some little tips. The instructions in Virtual Out of This World are about 20 minutes long. It's quite a short, condensed learning experience, but that's all you need to be able to learn this process. Basically, if you were a fan of Out of This World prior, Zoom and lockdown and virtual shows, then you'll love putting this effect into your routine. So let's move on to Virtual Triumph. Again, I've got a performance that I'd love to show you guys, so here we go.
I will remove my aces here.
Okay.
Do you have a card that you like? If you have a card that you like, not the aces, because so we can do something different. And then remove 16 random cards from the deck. Just leave the 4 of a kind facing down, your 4 of a kind facing down, and the pile of 16 cards facing up. So now I will place my aces facing down inside this pile, and you will do the same with your cards.
Okay.
Perfect, just place it. And let's give this a shuffle, just to start. Now we are going to cut this in half. Choose any of those piles and turn it face down.
Okay.
And now we are going to give a perfect shuffle between the two piles. So we are going to take one card from the left and place it in the middle, in between.
Yeah.
And one card from the right and place it on top. And we are going to do that left and right, one on one, until the end.
Okay.
One from the left, one from the right.
Cool.
And now if you want, you can just give a cut and complete. And if you spread your cards, you will see that there is a complete mess, right? And shuffle those cards. Perfect. Place your hand on top for a second. And now don't do nothing. I will show you my cards first. If I ask you now to spread the cards, you will find that you will have cards facing up and facing down. Even all the cards are just really well shuffled, right?
Yeah.
And you were thinking of a 4 of a kind. Which one you were thinking of?
The queens.
The kings.
Queens.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will be surprised if I just make all the cards go facing down, but your 4 queens.
Yes. Yeah.
I will try.
Okay.
Now I have all cards facing down except the 4 queens that you chose, right?
Man. Yeah.
And you could name any 4 of a kind, it's the same. But this is easy for me because these are my cards. But you have a complete mess in your hand, right?
Yes.
Just imagine that all the cards that you have now turn face down except your 4 queens. Spread your cards.
There we go. That's cool, man. Look at that. That's all 4 queens.
It worked.
Yeah, that's great. That's so good.
So there you have it, guys. That was the performance between Adrian and myself of Virtual Triumph. So why Virtual Triumph? Again, it is one of those effects in the real world which is killer when people perform it. For me, again, it's probably a bit too process heavy, but it is one of those tricks that really gets underneath people's skin. It's a classic of magic. What you also get with Virtual Triumph is a little package which contains certain gimmicks. Now, you can either perform this effect with the gimmicks, or you can perform it without. There are certain phases within the routine that, if you want to look slightly cleaner, really work to your advantage. These gimmicks really help in that procedure. I myself, if I was going to perform this, probably wouldn't use the gimmicks. I quite like just being able to use a random deck of cards. But that's the other thing that's great about these routines. Both of them would work brilliantly off Zoom as well. These are hands-off performances that spectators can do with your deck of cards at a gig. You just give them to them. You don't have to handle the cards yourselves. These are brilliant for out of Zoom shows as well. As I say, Virtual Triumph does come with some gimmicks. There are 5 gimmicks that you get in total, but if you just buy the download, Adrian also teaches you how to create these gimmicks yourself. So if you want an extra clean, extra fair way of displaying your cards in this performance, then make these gimmicks or get the gimmicks that come with the routine. There's also really cool bits where the performance starts off with 4 aces and the spectators can choose any cards that they like, any 4 of a kind that they like. The performer then uses the 4 aces all the way through the trick until right at the end when he snaps, spreads the cards, but it's the spectators' chosen 4 of a kind that end up face up in this spread face down deck. There's a really nice psychological trick there that Adrian uses, and I think you'll really like that even if you weren't going to perform this on a Zoom show and just did it face to face. Another thing I really like about this effect in particular is that it uses just 20 cards. Anyone that knows Triumph know that most of the time it uses a full deck, right? But with just 20 cards, it keeps everything so much easier for the spectator and the performer to follow. When you perform this, you want everything to be as easy and as free as you can be. So there we go, guys. That was 2 virtual routines, both by Adrian Lacroix. I think he's bringing out another virtual routine coming out soon, which I will let you guys know about. But there are links below where you can buy these routines from. Remember, if you've got a Zoom show and you want to incorporate something that will get everybody involved, all they need is a deck of cards and you are good to go. So there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's review. Get in the pot, give this a like, subscribe to the channel and smash that notification bell so that you get all the latest notifications and the latest news. So, I'll see you soon, guys. Stay safe. Ciao.